key benefit to using Knuula has always been your ability to use client information to create engagement letters. And until now, those two things have been separate. You could change client information on one screen and create engagement letters on another. But we just launched something brand new that combines those two into one interface. And we're calling it Dynamic Review. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's an engagement letter that I'm about to create. I'm creating one for 7 different clients at the same time. That's nothing new. I can go ahead and scroll through and get an idea of what all's in here. And then I get to something like this, services. So here's a handful of services and tax forms we're prepping for the client. I'm going to go ahead and change these because they're not right. And I'm switching to my fields view and seeing everything that's in here. So for this client, I can click on any of these tax forms and it's going to pull up the corresponding item for that client, and I can change it right here. So I can go and say, we need this to be something to do with 1065, and now I'm searching through what I have for 1065, and I'm adding that in there. And then in real time, you'll see that this is now updated. Say I want to get rid of something like their Wyoming tax filings. So I did, and now that will be removed from the engagement letter. And then while I'm here, I see that we have something about states. So I can click on that. It's taking me to the corresponding field here. Then I look at business name and I say, well, where does this show up in the engagement letter? And now it's going to take me to wherever it is in the engagement letter. So what you're seeing here is the client interface for changing their information is corresponding directly to what's inside the engagement letter. And you can change that information in real time and see how it affects the engagement letter. So now I'm going to switch to a different client and show you what things look like for them. So here's Pam. So something, for her is that she has different types of entities. So I can see things like this. This is showing up because entity type contains nonprofit. So I click on that and it's going to go bring me to entity type inside of the client information. And I can see something here about S Corps and how it's showing up because something contains S Corps. So say I think that's actually a mistake. I'm going to get rid of it. And you'll see in real time, it's going to clear that out. So now this is not being included in the engagement letter. If I wanted it to, I could make it in there by adding S Corp to entity type. So I'll continue through this one and see what else we have. So we have this part here for itemized fees. So this is more of a complicated client where we're actually going to lay out all the different fees we're doing for them. So we can easily see that and how it connects to here. And say they have to do a retainer payment, and then this is going to show their remaining fee. So say their actual initial payment is less than that, it's only $5,000. So we change that here, and you'll see in real time, it recalculates everything. So say I made that be $7,500 and see what happens. It's now showing me that the remaining fee will actually be $22,125. So that everything looks good for that client, so we can go ahead and save. And I want to show you one more complicated client and how this works for them. So let's go to Susan. So Susan is my client that has all these different business entities and different forms and services that we're providing for each one. So that's normally a pretty complicated thing. And I can easily just go ahead and pull up this entire schedule for Susan by clicking here, and it's going to show me all of this. So that I can see, okay, here are her business entities, here are the forms and services we're providing to her, and I can go and add and remove those here, and it's going to update it in real time right here. But if everything looks good for Susan, I don't need to worry about it. I can go ahead and finalize this and then create and send them for e-signature. So I've just created 7 different engagement letters using one template. And I've shown you how you can easily interact with the client information at the same time you're interacting with the engagement letter and see that one-to-one relationship. This is going to help you with review and approval and just getting to understand Knuula and its capabilities for everybody in the firm. Now that we've sent these, I want to show you one last thing. So say, we realize after the fact that we did something wrong for Pam. So I'm here, I'm looking at this engagement letter, I'm reviewing it, or I'm approving it, or something like that. And I realize that, these services are wrong, or maybe her business entities, her list of business entities was wrong, or something like that. Let's do the tax form. So I can go in and click revise, and it's going to go and pull up everything that I need to change. So here's tax forms for Pam. So I can go ahead and get rid of this one. I can get rid of this one, and we're good. And I'm going to go next, and I'm going to update the original party. And I'm going to confirm, and I'm going to notify them that this was done. And so now I've revised this engagement letter very quickly in real time, and resend it to the client. And now it's showing exactly what we needed it to have. So that's it for now. I hope you all use it, and I hope this helps you create engagement letters in the fastest way possible.